Last time, our intrepid heroes found themselves within the service of a Mr. Arthur Aeneas Onduvius, local scholar and mage in the town of Tredegar. After escorting him to a night out on the town and returning to find a horrifying shadowy fiend tearing through his tower, this fiend, fleeing after a short altercation, returns later with undead minions, and again it attempts to kill Arthur and retrieve an artifact that it's been searching for. You all stopping this creature and marking it with a strange concoction brewed by Onduvius. You mark it now in order to be tracked, as it fled alone back to whatever hole it finds itself hiding in now. Our heroes, now rested and prepared, ready to search for their fiendish prey, we open up with the group all outside of this tower, packed, weapons clean and sharpened, ready to chase down this fiend, standing in a small semicircle around a little weasel. Dark black fur, kind of hanging long, similar to Hulk's hair. He smells odd. Hulk, you can smell this like intense scent straight ahead of you. This almost kind of sweet and like almost it's like very, very sweet, almost like a fruit. And you can almost see ahead of you this kind of trail in the direction that it is going. Now, this weasel form has not experienced this, but you do, your mind kind of associates it back to what you've experienced, which was that pale lavender before. So what are you guys doing? You all kind of stand there around in this semicircle. You see Hulk has just drank this liquid and turned like quickly into this furry little weasel, now sitting on the ground, and he's sniffing around, kind of pointing in a specific direction. Kind of resembles your old friend, or your recent ally, I should say.
I look around, count that I've got everybody here around me, and then turn around and start going, just
okay,
weaseling towards that.
Start weaseling out of the city.
Looks like we're following the weasel then.
I follow.
Before he runs, does he point like the dog from Up?
Yes. There's a brief moment where he's like smelling in a specific direction. You kind of do see his limbs kind of stretch out, and then he gets really, really stiff for a second. Then
Arthur's already left, right?
Arthur.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Arthur has already gone.
When I pointed, he ran off the other way.
Yeah, he ran off into the town, holding a few books and holding this small little intricate box that he ran off with.
I follow the weasel.
Okay,
dude, I am
so
dumb.
Immediately, yeah. The weasel is too.
I am
immediately.
That's funny.
Yeah. Immediately flying off into, not flying off. Excuse me.
As the weasel flies off,
lifts off the ground and starts flying.
Mothman comes over.
You immediately start racing towards the northeast. As you are, go ahead and make a survival check as the weasel. And I'll give you advantage. Unless I think it already has actual keen smell, doesn't it?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead and make a perception check, excuse me.
21.
Whoa! Okay, pretty good.
Bad.
All right.
Very pungent smell.
That's all right. Wow. For a little animal, that's pretty good. Okay, immediately racing off. What is your speed?
30.
So you guys are all
I'm faster than the dwarves.
I was about to say you're all able to keep up pretty well, but the whole group of you starts chasing after this weasel.
You can't catch a weasel.
All of you some of you having to dash to keep up.
I have that rack that I used for the mage, and I put Clonus on it.
All right, immediately it just breaks under his weight and he falls to the ground.
I tested it.
Are you the one that tested it?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Well, I will say with the added pressure of it, like, of you running, go ahead and...
You've done this before.
I've done it before.
Just roll a d20 for the integrity of said... I mean, Ghibli's still going to be left having to sprint, but...
Yeah, it's a 4.
It's a 4? Okay. You guys running, Cephas, you quickly scoop up Clonus, put him on your back on that little harness. Clonus, are you allowing him to do this?
Sure.
You kind of grab his shoulders as you guys run forward. You're staying on it. It's not breaking. As everybody's kind of running at a reasonable pace, Ghibli having to, with his little legs, keep up as much as he can. Ghibli, you're putting in a little bit extra effort here. Everybody else seems to be kind of like jogging with the Weasel, but you're having to sprint a little bit. 4 strides for every one of most of the others, but everybody's that's actually a lot. No,
4 strides for every one of the others.
Is he 1 foot tall?
I didn't realize we had Mr. Krabs already.
As everybody's making a reasonable pace towards the city gates, you see 2, just at the gates, 2 of those bull riders. These guards that protect the city. But they're these halflings or gnomes. They're usually the shorter folk. And you see what looks like, it's hard to tell, they're in armor, like full plate armor, on the back of these large longhorn bulls. And they're sitting at the gates as they watch this small militia running for the gates. Both of them kind of slowly move their bulls in towards the center of the gate, kind of blocking your path. And as you rush forward, are you trying to make your presence... Is the Weasel trying to make its presence unknown, or are you just rushing?
I try not to draw the ire of those bulls.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
What if bulls are afraid of weasels like elephants are afraid of mice?
Well, let's find out. No. They're not.
Natural 20.
Whoa,
So 25.
You're doing good.
Dude.
He's better as a weasel.
Yeah, I was about to say, your rolls have been waiting for you to be in weasel form. As all of you... they totally don't see you. Yeah, they don't see you. As all of you rush forward, you kind of all get caught up a little bit, seeing these massive longhorn bulls in the way, blocking your path. They're full plate armor, riders atop them, kind of sitting tall, just at the very least going to stop and question you just because it's interesting. A bunch of armored, armed individuals rushing out of town, and seemingly no alarms going off in town. So as they kind of intercept you, you all kind of take notice of this and start to slow down and stop. And then I will say, I don't remember off the top of my head who has the highest passive perception. Venora, he kind of leaves your mind for a second. There's guards in front of us. Guards with purpose and strength. Kind of stop. You stop as well, and then look back down and realize you've entirely lost Hulk the Weasel. As Hulk, you continue just racing. You just dart between the legs of these bulls and out of the gate.
Into the grass.
Into the grass. What is the intelligence of your weasel form? 2. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me. The whole thing about your form right now is you have this scent that you are locked onto, right? You are locked onto, and it smells to this weasel like home, and you have to get to it.
Natural 20.
Whoa!
My gosh.
So an 18?
No. A 16.
A 16, okay. Oh, it's not a -2, it is a 2.
It's a 2. -4.
Thank goodness, you're 2 away from being dead. All right, so... Oh man, if you guys fight some intellect devour.
Dude, an intellect devour, just one shot.
Our wizard friend needs to be more forthright with the information of his alchemy.
Yeah. So you dive into the grass that's about 200 feet away from the gate. And as you do, you kind of have this thought kind of peek into your tiny rodent mind.
Rodent mind.
You friends. For a second, you realize you don't smell them anymore, and you kind of peek your little weasel head up out of the brush.
You do a little.
You look back towards the gate where you see all of them now stopped. And you have the foresight to actually wait.
Oh, it's a good thing.
Had you rolled pretty much anything else, you would have just kept going.
Go weasel.
Yeah.
Way to go, Weasel Levi. If Hulk dies, you know what you should make as your next character.
A weasel.
Weasel man.
The rest of you all kind of skid to a stop real quick. Now, having to deal with this block in the road, Venora, you realize you guys have lost the weasel. But it doesn't seem as though these guards took any notice to a weasel, whether he went past them or not. But one of them kind of puffs up his chest a little bit. You see this lance at his side that he kind of puts down off the side of the bull. Where are all you going? In such a hurry, with weapons and magic.
Out of the city.
Excuse me?
Out of the city.
Why are you leaving the city so quickly? And you watch as he kind of unclasps his helmet and pulls it off. This long, flowing, like, blonde hair in the night wind.
Guys, maybe we should stay.
This is beautiful.
This halfling looks at each of you, kind of these steel blue eyes piercing through the night.
You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's not flattery, I was just stating facts.
I think that's more
This
of a
Ben
flattery.
Shapiro moth over here.
Hold back that compliment immediately. It's not flattering. It's not flattering. Just, you're objectively good looking.
I don't know if that's better or not.
I think it's better.
I think it's better.
I think it's better.
Because it's not disingenuous.
We've lost a weasel.
You didn't happen to see a weasel. It's very important to us. He
So
stole
the
something.
7 of you are racing out of town, fully armored and
Stole it.
armed to the teeth, chasing a weasel.
Very important.
Well, you never know what might attack that weasel. We've got to be prepared. He's out here all by himself, he is.
It's kind of like training. It's our cardio.
What are you training for?
Finding our weasel.
You know, like the fighters, they chase chickens. We're chasing weasels. It's harder, and because it's free.
I'm not familiar. We chase bulls.
That shouldn't be too hard. They're pretty big.
They're very big.
They would probably run
It's
into
not
you.
about catching them.
Oh, this one's about catching. And we'd...
Go ahead and make, I'll say you can make a persuasion check.
What are you
Nice,
training
sister.
for? Catching our weasel.
Yeah, you can have advantage because of the group chiming in. There weren't any explicit lies.
Going with the
Only
first
Lexi can
roll,
make
I guess.
naturally make the sound effect of like a guitar string breaking.
Yeah.
That is the sound of a 2. Where is my character?
2 was the better roll?
No.
No.
The 5 was the better roll.
Turn to our left.
So,
Not that great
my
still.
character sheet. What the heck? I think...
Sorry.
We're on the side. It's not even-
I should sound.
What are you
like
looking for?
My character sheet. I didn't realize I
Oh, that
didn't have
seems
it.
like it'd be something you'd have out before we started
You would
playing.
think so.
Just use my phone.
I think I have a +5, so it's only 10. 10.
Well, a 10?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I only have a +5, I think.
I don't know why I'm doing that to roll. The halfling kind of looks at the 7 of you. You're chasing a weasel into the night, armed to the teeth, as training for chasing your weasel, armed to the teeth, into the night.
And it's black and it's dark and he's getting farther away. So
I didn't ask. The weasel's race.
Well, it's well into the night. Do you mind one of us perhaps escorting you then, to be certain that you're not doing anything dubious?
Does your bulls run fast?
They does.
Cool. Then let's go.
Dude, they're gonna kill me. They're gonna lance me with their
No,
bulls.
they can't kill the weasel. We have to catch the weasel.
And he kind of snaps his fingers, and you see the other one who's been entirely silent this whole time. A little bit bulkier frame, also full plate armor, riding a slightly larger bull. He kind of points, he kind of does this with his hand, like make a little circle and points towards you guys. And the
Do you
guy
guys have a
nods.
curfew in the city? Wouldn't it be worse if we were running into the city? Why is it bad that we're leaving the
It's
city?
not necessarily bad that you're doing this.
Oh,
It
like
is
if
just
we did something
suspicious.
bad in the city and we were running away from the... Okay, that makes sense.
So
Now I
you seem to
understand.
have stumbled across our immediate.
Yes. Now I understand.
possible-
I couldn't figure out why you would take it.
Right, so send one with us 7 under the teeth because you think we're suspicious. That's
Oh,
safe.
yeah.
All right, come on.
Not the best.
At the very
argument.
least, he'll be able to tell me what you're doing if anything goes wrong.
Oh, he'll be able to tell you, Will.
Yes. I have every reason to believe that he'll be able to tell me if something wrong is going on.
Depends on how wrong it is.
Yeah, it depends on how quickly you plan on killing him.
We don't. Hey, look, if he can catch a weasel, he'll do just fine.
All right. You're instilling me with more confidence. Maybe I should send 3.
All right.
Cephas is just...
Right, send 3 then.
No, just...
I mean, the more the merrier, but this is kind of our training exercise.
We need to go, though. So, 3, 5, 6, doesn't matter. If you want to come,
Yeah, we'll go ahead and send him with you. So you watch as they kind of pull away from the gate, kind of stepping back. The one that's been silent this whole time, you see he picks up a lance off of the ground, this huge lance, even for someone of his stature. And you see as he picks it up, it seems almost weightless in his hands as he rides forward, kind of leading the charge out of the gate as the 7 of you kind of form back in line, walking out of the gate behind him. And then he kind of rides off to the side of the road as if waiting to see which direction 7 of you go. What do you guys do?
Do I see weasel tracks?
Would you like to make a survival check?
Yes, I would. 15.
15? Okay. Unfortunate for you guys, he rolled really high on his stealth check.
Yeah.
24. I think it's still too low.
It's 1 low. I will say, in this moment,
But you did stop to look at us.
Weasel Hulk.
Yeah.
You've been watching, like the little, like
a prairie dog.
yeah, or the things from Lion King. What is
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I don't. Meerkats.
I
Yeah,
want to
that's
say
what I was-
muskrat, but
Muskrat.
yeah, like that's not right. You're kind of like poking up out of the grass, just watching, right? You see them now, these huge, scary creatures, right? These things with metal
Yeah.
on top of them, these huge horns. They scream death. They part. One of them kind of rides out a little bit. You get a little scared. Kind of
Yeah.
duck back down into the grass. And then you hear it stop walking. You poke up out of the grass. You see it looking right at you. It's about 100 feet away. It's looking directly at you. And you look just past it and see these 7 figures, the names you can't remember, but you know they're meant to be with you, walking past it, kind of looking around. Venora, I will say you see some tracks leading off to the right into the grass, but you do not see him.
Alright. Slowly walk towards the grass.
Kind of playing up the whole...
Oleg! Oleg!
I'm gonna stand back up and
Do I see him that time? I see.
You make yourself known?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, all of you see this dark weasel pop up out of the grass, just chirping at you, I guess.
I think
there's the weasel.
found him. Let's go. I just start chasing after you.
I turn and run.
Run, good.
I run to the smell.
Okay, so as soon as she starts chasing you, you turn, run. Are all of you running towards the weasel? Okay, so all of you running off in that direction. Now, off of the road entirely, running into the grass. You following this trail, you kind of run off into this thick grass and then kind of take a quick right and then start running off straight to almost directly east. As you're doing this, you guys hear this longhorn bull immediately start just chasing behind you. Whereas at one point you were like now chasing something, it almost feels like you're being chased. So there's this moment where your heart kind of like skips a beat and you start like running, feeling like you're running for your life, having to remind yourself that you're chasing something else actually. And this thing might be chasing you, but you're not certain. Okay.
Does it look like more than one person can ride the bull? Like a dwarf?
Throw a dwarf on there.
It probably it would probably slow the thing down.
Good.
But it doesn't look like... It looks like if a human rode on this thing, like anything human or bigger,
And this is
it
the
wouldn't work.
halfling?
This is not the halfling. This guy didn't take his helmet off.
Oh, they
It looks like a
weren't
small
both.
folk though, like gnome or halfling. Doesn't quite look dwarven. Not as bulky as a dwarf. Could be a kobold, could be a goblin.
I know that, and he's behind us. I know that.
Be real bad if it was a goblin.
I know that Cephas saw him, so I'm going to slow down and get by the bull and let Cephas chase Pollock and ask. Did we get his name? We didn't get his name.
No,
I
this
never
guy
got
didn't
your
speak.
name.
He just keeps. He kind of looks at you and then looks back.
Quiet. Got it. Any chance one of the littler folk can ride with you? Since you're
Kind of like cocks his head a little bit.
we have two. They're a little bit slower. The bull is a lot faster, and
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
ah.
38.
24.
Wow. Without a word, Weasel. Without a word, he speeds up. Now this thing, chunks of dirt and grass are flying out behind it, straight at you now as it runs past you.
Good talk.
Ghibli, you're following Cephas, whatever direction he's going. Your heart, just as you hear this huge bull running right up behind you. Just as you look over your head, you watch
Ghibli, just let it happen.
What?
its horn, this huge horn that's like goes out to the side and curves, kind of to make this strange, like almost boomerang shape. It scoops under your legs. Okay, let's see how well this works.
It's very short.
Are you trying to avoid it?
I don't think I would have like the reaction for this. So it's just.
That's up to you. I'm giving you the opportunity to either do, or is would Ghibli just be like star-struck, have no idea what he's doing?
I think he would just let it happen, but just be completely out of it.
Okay, well then, like, just running, scoops your legs out from under you, and you kind of, like, hook onto the edge of this horn, and then, like, I was gonna try and throw you onto his back. That's where it saved the crit fail. All right.
Throws you.
So you kind of, like, get scooped up into the air, and you're, like, bouncing around as you're on the end of this horn, and then there's a quick whipping motion as you were thrown up into the air, and you were just weightless for just a moment until you crash back down onto the top of the bowl, but just right on your back, and then roll right off, and just dirt is flung straight into your face.
Can one of the small folk ride with you? Bull gores Ghibli.
Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
That went so much worse than I expected it to.
Yeah, me too.
Ghibli, just let it happen.
Yeah, gets gored. Well, you're like, when you pick him up and he just runs off, and as far as you know, he didn't say yes or no.
Yeah.
He just ran off and threw him.
I can't tell if this
That's
one-
20.
Whoa, okay.
Good job.
So you don't have a negative to dex save, I'm assuming.
It's just 20.
Awesome. So you negate any damage. You just like face full of dirt, and then clumps of dirt are like flung into your face as you kind of like, you're a little sore now. You don't understand why this happened.
I heard of it like, thank you. I don't know
Even more behind.
I asked her if you could ride with him. I don't know if that was a no or a yes.
The bull
I
quickly.
think from now on it'll just be no.
The bull quickly comes to a stop, and then the rider kind of like brings the bull up next to you, and he kind of puts his hand down to pick you up.
I grab the hand and then get on the bull.
With impressive strength, lifts you up onto the side of the bull behind him. You're now clinging to this knight.
With one arm on my back, just like, oh, my back.
What's he feel like? What do you think? Halfling?
You're
Do you want to try and figure out what his race is?
Do you want to feel him up?
Fondle this night.
I think my back is more a priority than the race.
I just need to feel your nose.
So one hand on your back, muscle, cramped. You hold on to the armor of this rider in front of you, and then pretty quickly, the bull starts charging ahead. It's an uncomfortable feeling. You've never ridden on the back of... Actually, does Ghibli have any experience riding horses or anything?
Not really, no.
Okay, well then it's very uncomfortable.
Did we see that happen?
Oh yeah, I mean you're all in the area.
Okay, Titus is laughing.
Thank you, Titus.
I think everybody probably kind of stopped for just a moment to watch him get annihilated.
Totally
And then
trampled.
everybody.
Except for maybe me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
I can't stay mad at you.
If a turtle had the
Are
ability
you
to
helping
snort, I would be.
Yeah.
He's got a good angle on it.
Titus, I can't stay mad at you.
For now.
I still see it.
All right. As you guys continue running forward, the weasel noticing nothing, just racing forward towards this. You guys run for 10 or so minutes until the grass becomes incredibly thick. It's now, you're well outside of the area that's kind of the proximity of the city or of the town. Now you're just running through the wild fields of the Trade Acre Valley. So, Weasel, go ahead and make another perception check. And then everybody that would like to, actually, I'll say 2 people that are kind of like heading or like leading this charge and following the weasel, whereas the rest are following those 2 people. Go ahead and make a perception check to look for the weasel.
Quite as good.
I'm assuming Cephas, you're one of them.
I don't want to be the one.
17.
Okay, so Cephas and Venora.
No.
Ooh, nat 20, baby! Ooh, I want you to be the one to roll it.
3 weeks off.
That's 19 though.
No.
Oh, wow.
I got -1, so
Alright.
for my perception.
I mean, that's as good as yours is ever going to get.
Yep.
Okay, what was yours?
9.
9. Okay. Did you roll with advantage?
Yep.
Because you're
A 4 and a 6.
You got those natural 20s out of the
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I got those natty 20s out of the way, so it's all just downhill.
This is all going to be sub 10 rolls from this moment
Yeah.
forward. Okay.
Back to the days before.
As I get it. Back to the days of torment.
Yeah. The
Tamor.
the double entendre there.
Let me actually go ahead and fix this so that we don't.
Yeah.
There we go. I just had to make sure the mics were going to pick up any system sounds. All right, any system of a down.
Jeez.
Pollock, you're running forward in this little weasel form. Venora and Cephas, with relative ease, you're able to see where the grass is moving, and occasionally you lose sight of him, but he kind of jumps up like a dolphin in the ocean. You know, kind of
Like those dogs running through the field where they just boing,
yeah.
run.
It's like every 30 feet or so, there's a quick little doink, and you see the weasel in a direction you didn't expect, and you're able to chase him down. Actually, that would have been really smart.
It would have been smart.
There is, however, a
Surprised
moment.
he just thought of it.
There is a moment where the weasel kind of jumps up, and then you keep running in that direction, and then you don't see him jump up. You kind of look around, you see him behind you, jump up in the same spot.
You
Pollock,
guys almost killed me.
There was a moment of all around you, just a stampede. No, roll. You are continuing to
That's
follow
how
this
Mufasa
scent.
felt.
It is pungent in your nose. You're only like 15 minutes into this journey.
Yeah.
Where you are confused. It kind of feels like it's going in every direction. You kind of stop as they all come, rushing past you, and then they stop. And you bounce up. You all watch him just kind of like, he's standing on the ground in this, 5-foot tall grass, just kind of like moving around, sniffing the grass in different directions.
Make sure to be between him and the bull.
You stand between him and the bull?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Did the shades or whatever the things were have any particular scent? Like, did they smell foul? Or?
That you remember?
Yeah.
Go ahead and with disadvantage make a perception check.
Can
So
I pick up the
disadvantage?
weasel? Because I want to win.
You want to win?
This is an intelligence check?
You reach down to pick up the weasel. The weasel, or Hulk, you see this big green hand. Are you going to try and avoid it?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll say he can just make a grapple check. So go ahead and make an athletics check, and you...
23.
Yoinks. Run with the weasel, run.
You start reaching down pretty, calmly, and you watch the weasel start darting around, and you just scoop him up. And you're holding him, by the body as he...
I'm all writhing noodly. Like,
Let's put him on a leash then, so we don't lose him.
What check was I making?
Disadvantage
You've won this.
perception.
Perception.
It's just like a retroactive perception.
But Nora, do you want to tie a little rope?
4.
every 6 seconds, I'm going to try and wrestle out
I
of your
think
hand.
that he's better at ropes.
Can you make a leash for the weasel?
Yeah,
They have light.
I do.
What's that little, like, the where you can make a coin glow?
1 second. Edovard. Thinking back on it, you are unable to remember any specific scent. I mean, you were running for your life. You were unconscious, conscious, unconscious, a lot during that first fight. But even in that second fight, there was so much going on.
My nose isn't my strong suit.
No, but you remember some, like, wretched smells and stuff, but you don't particularly remember a specific scent that creature had. Sorry, what was going on with you and...
Oh, I was every 6 seconds I was trying to wriggle out of his
Squirm out.
hand, and I
Okay.
got out
After how long? Because there was something I wanted to do with that while you
after
had you.
3 on the third.
So there was something I did want to do with that while he had
Okay,
you, so
sorry.
it's fine. What?
What?
Oh, you were looking at me tapping your temple. I thought you were trying to tell me.
No, I just like to touch my cheek.
I have them in my hands for 18 seconds.
So as for those 18 seconds, as Titus is clutched onto this, are you saying anything or you're just holding it?
I asked Venora to tie a little rope for him.
Okay.
I
As you
also
hold
told him
on
good
to
job
it,
at winning.
that bull rider rides up right next to you, Titus, and just kind of like, so we're done? And the bull like,
It kind of keeps happening because he won this time, and so we have to see who wins next time.
how long are we doing this then?
Well, this is our night training, so we were going to be out here for a while.
Basically, until you
You
leave.
started making it sound like you lost it and you had to find it.
Yeah, we lost it because when you stopped us, it ran away, and we had to find it, and we found it.
Okay, make a deception check.
That wasn't a lie.
That wasn't. That was less of a lie than the original.
It's the compounding. It's the compounding of everything on top of it. At this point, he's very suspicious of what you're doing.
Do I have advantage?
No,
Are you sure?
I don't think anybody helped.
But I'm literally holding the weasel.
It's dark. Can't
Yes.
see your face.
The lie is now that you're not done,
Deception. I don't think
based off of what you told
I'm
him.
good at that. I am.
I mean, technically, we're not done.
Can you tie a
Why do we need to be done?
7.
7.
He kind of like grips the lance a little tighter, and you watch him slowly back up away out of the circle of the group a little bit. What is actually going on? And at about that point, the weasel jumps out of the arms of Titus and starts still running in a circle, having nowhere to go.
Cast light.
I cast light on a little lock I have and put rope through it, make a little collar.
On the weasel.
On the lock, okay.
Yeah, so there's a collar with a leash, just basically a noose with rope on it, and we can put this on the weasel.
Can't you just put light on the weasel?
No, not animate objects. Yeah, I can't make the weasel glow. Cut off his foot, cast light on it.
Tie the foot back on.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so you have this glowing noose.
Collar.
Yeah.
I can't wrangle the weasel.
I'll throw the net
I try
that
again.
you gave me last thing.
At the weasel?
throw a net at the weasel?
As he asks this question, and all of you entirely ignore him.
I get like
Start
panicked again.
trying to grab the weasel, and people start rushing to wrangle it as you throw a net over this grass. This grassy, 5-foot tall grassy area. This net kind of like
Yeah, does it work?
gingerly weighs on the grass.
He's a waste. He's a baby waste. Terrible net you gave me.
I have to wear it around all day.
I have to wear it
Okay,
around.
who was trying to grab the weasel? Titus. Go ahead and...
You catch Titus in the net.
Well, hang on. With disadvantage, go ahead and first make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so that first one is 18.
Okay. Wait, no. What is the net is an attack roll, isn't it? Yeah, but he's not intending to attack him. So, Titus, you see this net like cascading over all this grass. You kind of like dodge to the side. Now the net lays across all this grass, kind of like damping it down. You lose sight of the weasel. Go ahead and make a perception check. So what was the total?
10.
10? Okay. With a 10, you do see like little bits of grass moving where you think it is. If you'd like to go ahead and try and wrangle this Weasel, go for it.
It looks like the weasel is staying put. Maybe we should stop trying to catch it. Feels like it's just going to keep running
21.
away.
Oh, that's good.
10.
Yes.
Okay. So
You are the master weasel wrangler.
you have spent a lot of time alone in the wild growing up. A lot of time with weasels, yeah. You know how to catch an animal with your bare hands. You kind of... Sorry. Wow. You kind of like carefully circle around where the net is at, watching for the weasel to jump out, and just as it kind of pokes its little head out, you grab hold of it right around the neck.
Quickly, Edvar.
I put the collar on, cinch it around its neck, maybe a little too tight, and then hold on to the leash.
By his own admission. Okay. To put the collar on, with disadvantage, you can go and make a dexterity check.
Yeah.
Go ahead and real quick, make a dexterity or strength. Actually, just make a dexterity.
Can I make it strength? I'm going to brute force my way onto this weasel's neck.
Sure.
Cool.
Please don't break.
Just a strength check?
Yeah.
Ooh!
Does he have advantage because I'm
20?
I gave him disadvantage.
8.
Ooh, it goes on.
So you pull it tight, and you feel this like...
I would have won if it wasn't disadvantage.
Oh. Well, it was.
Yeah, you feel this rope kind of like pull tight around your body mostly, not just your neck. It's pretty large for a weasel.
Yes.
Yeah. And also in an effort not to kill.
Yeah, it's like around your torso.
Yeah. But there's this bright glowing lock on it that is like now hanging from your chest. As you kind of move around, it like crashes into your chest a little bit. I mean, it's fairly large for you.
We invented the harness cannon.
Yeah, we're the first people to...
You're definitely the first people in this medieval society to ever invent a harness with rope.
For
an animal. Well, for a weasel, probably. Yeah. You're definitely the first example in this world of those people that put leashes on their, like a leash on their cat. Those psychopaths. Not looking at anyone specifically here.
For the audio listener, he is.
Our cats love their harnesses.
Nobody knew who it was until now. You've got your weasel on a leash.
What's the state of the bull rider?
He's now backed up about 30 feet away.
Dude, if he kills me.
Looking at everybody, holding his lance up at the ready as if just preparing for some strange ambush. What's actually going on here? You found your weasel, tried to tell me you were going to go chase it again, but then put it on a leash.
Yeah, you guys are kind of all over the place.
All of you kind of like, as he's saying this, there's a wretched smell that starts to fill the air. Absolutely pungent.
Is that you?
Who do you say that to?
The guy in the bowl.
Was what me?
That smell, is that the bull then?
The bull goes when it pleases, I suppose. No, I don't think that was the bull. It smells like a skunk.
I think we may have got the skunk. I don't think we've gotten the weasel. I think we've gotten the wrong thing.
I think Edvar put the rope on too tight.
Go make a deception check.
For the sake of this guard's life, maybe we shouldn't lie to him.
12?
Yeah, probably.
We
Definitely.
I mean, we weren't lying up until she said
we've been on this weird circus lie.
You've been like towing the line of a lie the entire time.
that we're chasing.
If you can lie by omission, this is a lie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I got deception.
I'd like to know what's actually going on here.
Got it.
we're following the weasel.
What was that?
I don't know.
It's the chair.
It sounded like a long wind
Definitely
fire.
sounded like an
the chair.
actual like.
It was the chair.
It was a definite.
Weird chair noise.
Sound my body made against the chair.
Yeah. Was the chair reacting to what I put on it?
Reverberating.
The weasel
chair.
is
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. That was the chair.
I brought WD for you.
Notice how that didn't sound anything
Why would
like
you need
one.
WD-40? For the chair. Oh.
I'm gonna hold the weasel by the harness, like up by me, and ready an attack for anything that
I'm just
flies out.
now.
Weasel?
No, with my knife up to the weasel.
I'll kill it.
I'll kill it. No, anything that like whooshes past me or anything, because I started smelling something foul and the weasel stopped moving, so I'm just waiting. Someone else can do the talking.
I'm just noodle boy weasel hour.
I go up to the weasel and say, "You should revert back now."
No.
No.
By whisper.
Okay, so we are hanging there, and then this turtle man. You should revert back now.
It's too intelligent.
Yeah.
No.
We can,
No idea
we
what
can
that
easily
is.
revert
Oh,
back.
good.
Just smash him against the ground.
I agree.
I look
Swing him around.
Shaking
I look
weasel
at the
syndrome.
guard and I say,
If that smell's not coming from you, you better be ready. Because we're looking for dungeons, some bad folks out here. This weasel here is our friend. And he's on the scent of something foul, he is. That's why we're armed like this.
He's right.
Unfortunately, he is not lying.
I'm not lying.
We're not a weasel circus.
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage?
You can have advantage.
Yeah. There you
Pull
go.
up,
I was
revert back. He'll
expecting-
believe us.
I was expecting this.
15.
15?
Yeah.
You're on the scent of something foul. And what is it?
A fiend. Some sort of wraith. Something nasty. It'd already tried to kill us all.
It's not.
He kind of like takes a big whiff.
Of skunk.
It smells fiendish. There's a fiend in our town.
There
Right, Acre?
were fiendish attacks in your town. And we're following where it retreated to.
Okay. I'll report back. Continue your business. And next time you can just tell us if you're doing something altruistic.
Get wrecked.
Sounds like you're doing something that helps the town a little bit.
Would you have believed us if we said we were running after a fiend?
If you told me you were I just believed you when you said
Well,
that.
yeah, but now we're in the middle of the forest and you smell fiend.
We're in a field, and
Get wrecked
we okay?
again.
yes. When I described this town, I know it was weeks ago. There's not a forest in sight for hundreds of
Oh
miles.
yes, forgot.
In the middle of a forest. Just 6 zoom out cuts of planes as far as the eye could see.
If anything, I have less reason to believe you now because we've been on a wild weasel chase. So, next time, you're welcome to tell us the truth.
Well, we was chasing the weasel, and he is our friend, and we did lose him.
Should I crush him?
What?
To turn him back.
No.
The rider starts to kind of back up and turn around. Best of luck to all of you, and thank you for your service and what you're doing. And he rides back to the town.
Can I try and follow the scent
Of the
Is
bull?
Ghibli
Or
still
of
on the back of the boat?
of the fiendish?
You want to try?
Yeah.
First, you need to try and find it.
Ghibli, you should stay
So,
with us.
Go ahead and make a perception check with...
Advantage.
Why?
I would prefer it to disadvantage.
I see. No, it's a high DC, but go ahead and try and make a perception.
All right. Well, I don't know if I can even reach it. How about a natural 1?
Oh.
In that moment, holding the weasel away from you. Skunk. You still, all of you do smell foul cloud of skunk in the air.
Do I see the skunk?
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna pull the weasel in my face and look it right in the eye, and then like,
Perception check 23.
get what I'm saying? Good. Be my little
Edward
sniffer.
has the weasel in his hands right now. What'd you roll?
23.
You see no skunk. You, look carefully. No skunk in the area. You don't even see signs of a skunk. You start, getting down to the ground, looking for droppings.
Does it smell like sulfur or skunk?
Smells like skunk.
Alright.
Smells distinctly like skunk, not sulfur.
Okay.
The guard probably doesn't have a very trained nose, so when he was told, like, he's probably heard stories of demons and like the strange smells in the air surrounding them, and just went, "Oh yeah, there's a bad smell," and you said demon. Yeah, it makes sense.
Makes sense.
From what you know of like occult stories and stuff, no, this is definitely a skunk.
The skunk. Okay.
Can I start like spiraling, combing the grass?
Looking for a skunk?
Looking for anything?
Sure. Go ahead. Roll perception check.
You should let the weasel go.
That's pretty much what Venora was doing. She was kind of like combing through.
He's helping.
9? Who are you helping?
I'm helping.
What are you doing?
No, Titus was helping Venora.
Yeah, the two of you, I mean, in the time looking, you don't find any evidence of a skunk.
Are you guys looking for skunks?
Yeah.
I don't
It's me.
think so.
I mean, I'm looking for the wraith.
You're a stink? You stink?
What?
Deception.
Did you make the stink?
Wow!
It actually was Mike. That's what made that so funny.
You've been letting me walk around for 10 minutes trying to find a skunk?
I was trying to help.
Oh, okay. You did.
I'll set the weasel down, but hold on to the rope. Give it
Could
some
I have a
slack.
weasel?
So eventually you just gave up your squirming, and
Yeah,
now, and
because I was tied in a harness.
and now you get to the ground, stretch, big stretch.
You've domesticated him.
Yes.
I'm gonna start, and then
Can you make this like...
What is?
He's crying.
so bad.
Oh yeah. The skunk smell is very overpowering.
Can you make it go away now?
Did you just fart? Oh.
So you read Druidcraft? Yeah, and the smell of... You kind of return the smell of grass and leaves and vegetation to the area. Smells like a starry
Very
night
good.
sky.
I'm very impressed.
All right, I'm gonna try and re-find the trail.
Okay.
I found it.
Is anybody doing anything to help him? As far as... I'll say I don't know who has really put this together yet. I'll say Venora has probably put this together, and Cephas, but he kind of seemingly lost the trail. That's why you guys stopped here.
Could you be up?
What?
Could lift him up.
In the tree?
Half the time I don't know what he's saying.
Same.
Lipton tea.
Can the smell be up?
Oh, I see.
See if it helps you guys. You could hold him and...
I could
spin
give him
around.
wings. Just pick up the
Sleeping.
weasel and just start flying a little bit. Up
Kind
and
of
up.
flying him over the grass rather than relegating him down and be within it. Go ahead and make with advantage your next attempt. Not too bad.
Not too horrible. 14.
Not too horrible. 4.
Team.
Okay. With that, you kind of start flying him around slowly, just over the grass, not in any specific direction necessarily, as to not, he can't really very effectively move you. You kind of make little spirals in the air until finally Hulk Weasel starts, and he's like pointing in a specific direction. You kind of start flying that way. As you do, you lock on to this smell again. It's distinctly pungent, floral, almost fruity. It's very strong. Again, you had to kind of get away from the area. Gosh dang it. You had to kind of get away from the area you were in. Now you're resetting your nose a little bit with all these other magically pungent smells. And
I'm gonna run in the air in the direction like when you have a dog over water,
it's like
and I'm gonna run in that direction, kind of
this
like
just hanging
giving
cord
him
from you.
It's like he's holding a balloon and there's just a cord following them.
But you guys have something easy to follow now. In the air, you see Lumen kind of flying with this little bright weasel flying in a specific direction. And you all begin following it.
Ghibli's still on the bull, right?
What? No, yes, the bull rode off with Ghibli. No, I'm assuming Ghibli, did you just
No, I gotta follow.
jump down?
He passed out on the back of the bull and is like, "Where am I?"
I got off a long time.
The insides of your legs are a little sore, was uncomfortable. You were almost kind of doing the splits while riding it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. Not quite that bad.
If he was asleep on the back of the bull, I would assume that smell would have been him.
Wow.
Because he farts in his sleep.
Yeah,
Yes.
call back.
Why, Titus?
All right, with that, you guys all again begin following this weasel, hoping to find whatever it is that it is specifically attuned to, this magical scent. What?
I'm listening.
Dude, sometimes I look at Jude, and the face he's making is... Everything the face you were making was screaming was utter confusion. I just looked at you and you were like...
That's me half the time, man. It's just... I'm captivated by the storytelling.
For the audio listener, Jerry stared blankly.
All right, I need... Who is kind of leading... Well, actually, I'll have Lumen do it. Lumen, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
22.
Okay.
Is it another band of goblins with metal armor?
What pace do you guys want to be going? Do you want to be running
Just enough.
fast, normal, or slow? Are you guys trying to be stealthy while you guys are going? Were you guys trying to go as quickly as possible?
How long does the spell last?
Oh, that's right.
12 hours?
Yeah, it was for up to 12 hours.
Okay, then we should be fine at...
I would opt for stealth. That's my
Normal pace? Well, not... Okay, normal pace it is. So no stealth, but you guys are going at a normal pace. But you have no disadvantage or anything to your perception checks while traveling. All right, you guys are traveling, following this weasel's nose. You were flying at a reasonable pace, a pace you know that everybody can kind of keep up with as a group. And as you guys are going forward, you are, with your little moth's eye view, keeping, as best you can, a lookout of what's ahead. You do see, after about an hour and a half of travel, you guys are just kind of trudging through this grassland. You see up ahead of you, on the horizon, long in the distance. It is very dark, but you have like a 3/4 moon that is not covered by clouds. You're able to see fairly well. What looks like maybe some hills in the distance, those kind of small hills that would take, a good amount of time to climb or to walk up, but they're not quite mountains, right? That you can, even the area we live in, you can kind of see them, off in valleys, right? You see what looks like maybe some hills in the distance, not too far away, maybe in the next half hour to hour you should be upon them. But it's what you see after that is particularly interesting to you, and specifically you. You see
Giant.
riding towards you, but minutes away. You didn't see them up until this point because they now light a large torch. What looks like 4 riders on horseback in kind of a strange V formation. And at the front of them, a 5th rider. And you see what looks like a small flame kind of light up for a moment. Assuming, like I said before, that it's a torch. But that 5th rider ahead of them, he's about 10 to 15 feet ahead of them. What you thought was a torch at first, you notice it is actually his clothing. His clothing licking with flames as they ride forward, directly for you and your group. Go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
It's beyond
There's kind of a
the
little bit of a hill that he's seeing them just over right now. In a moment, you guys will probably see
They
this.
can't see us.
19.
Okay, they'll be on you in about less than a minute.
Probably have to dive and then just let everyone know instantly.
Okay.
I drop down to the ground like
You quickly drop. Everybody
Still in 5
watches.
foot grass, right?
You're in about 5 foot tall grass. Yeah. You watch as Lumen drops down real quick, and just about as he starts to talk, you guys see some flickering firelight in the distance, kind of coming up over a hill.
I'll drop with him as well.
I drop down.
Can we hide in the
I
grass?
let Clopas hop off.
Not hiding the whole grass.
Do we want to hide in the grass or do we want to confront?
I hide.
I just hide.
Everybody go ahead
I
and roll a
spread
stealth
out.
check.
I want to move about 30 feet away from the group
Yeah.
and cloak up.
Are you guys all spreading out, or are you grouping together?
I'm spreading out.
You are, but everybody?
I was spreading out.
So is that everybody? Yeah?
Advantage?
Is anyone not spreading out?
Who's staying together?
Right
all
where,
spreading out.
right where I crouch is right where I'm stealthing.
Okay, so everybody else goes about 30 feet out away from each other? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get at. Are you letting the weasel go?
I'll have a pouch and I'll release it open if he wants to crawl in. If not, then
Okay. Then I'm just like a chihuahua in a old woman's purse.
I mean it's up to him. I'm not going to lock it, so he can still get out if he wants to. If not, he can hide.
This could only be a good thing for Levi,
Yeah.
because we don't risk the weasel not knowing what's going on and running away.
And you still have my
You
cloak.
can still
right?
make a stealth check.
What?
You still have the cloak I gave you? Yeah.
Okay, so everybody kind of cloaks up, ducks down under this grass. Cephas, you have to lay flat, basically, to be unseen as
Y'all
much
on
as you
that.
can, but still pushing grass down. You're trying to
That
burrow
disadvantage
into
stealth.
it. So everybody go and make stealth checks. These guys are, as far as Lumen, as far as you knew, they were riding almost directly for you, so they should ride
Did you tell us
through
to
the
move?
area you're in. So people kind of spread out as much as possible. But as you saw everybody kind of spread out, the one person that's still there is Cephas. It's you guys together. I'm gonna actually just combine your stealth checks
Nice.
for you, not for him. Though. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yours plus his will be yours. So what was yours?
16.
16 and what was
21.
Wow. So
Nice.
you got a 37.
37.
Dang. It's like level
So even if they
20.
see him, they'll never see him.
Highest roll of the campaign. so
Is there
far?
advantage for the tall grass?
Oh.
It is just allowing you to hide in an open
Yeah,
field.
truth.
Without the tall grass, there would be no hide.
Good point.
Okay. 2.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
What are we doing, guys?
You rush off 30 feet kind of towards the northwest and start dancing. Cephas?
I like 17.
17. I didn't expect that.
I know.
Yeah. Clonus, you kind of run out. What were you saying?
I just run out and I belly flop slide in the grass and just stay there.
So a bunch of
there's
grass
this-
behind you. There's just this like
Line of
Ghibli.
15.
22.
Ooh, 23.
even better.
21.
Oh, we already got your 16. So it was just so you had a 15, right? And yours was a 2. Was anybody else lower than 15?
No.
Okay, so it was just the dwarves.
Big checks out.
Was
No, that's what I'm
anybody
saying.
Wait,
It
no.
just makes it easy for me to
was
remember.
anyone lower
But
than
why are the
35?
the shortest ones?
Wait, no, I'm not.
You're burrowed.
Dude, I'm gone.
Lumen, as best as you can, hiding your colorful plumage.
Oh
and
shoot,
wings.
I forgot.
He has a cloak.
Understand.
Just
You all kind of spread out 30 feet away from that center point that you were at in different directions. So just this scatter. So everybody's about 30 feet from Cephas, basically. Cephas at the center, and then 7 plot points in every direction. You all quickly... And just as you cascade, like, crashing down into the ground for some of you, that's right when you begin to hear the... of these galloping horses.
can thaumaturgy make wind?
No, but apparently Mike can.
Got him.
I think...
Open and shut shutters
Yeah.
and
Because it can make
windows
the
and
ground trimmer.
I don't think it can make
I don't
wind.
think
There's
it can
a
make.
cantrip called Gust, right?
Yeah, I don't
Does
think
that.
it can. It can make the ground trimmer, and then I can use wind to open doors and stuff.
Yeah,
but
I
I
think you
can't
can-
make wind.
But I don't think you can make, like, the sensation of wind. In this moment, everybody is very, very quiet, a little bit tense as you wait and listen as this galloping grows closer. For some of you that went kind of towards it and out, it's beginning to pass you. I'll say Titus and Ghibli. The two of you kind of went out almost towards it, but diagonal, and then that's where you stopped to get away from this point. Titus, as you lie there, sucked up into your shell, able to like look out this little viewing port, you see passing by. You rolled really high, right? Yeah. You see passing by. Seems like they don't notice you. These 4 horsemen, and ahead of them a 5th, with red robes of flame. You recognize them. You recognize this one specifically. As they're riding, they don't seem to notice you. They just kind of pass by you. I'll say they're about 15 feet away from you, and you do notice as they're riding at a decent pace. They're not they're not racing forward, but they're not just casually walking either. They look like they're looking for something. They're like looking around through this grass. That front one is not. He is just kind of chest puffed up in his robe. You see this cowl over his face. They're just light little flames that are kind of licking across the robe, as if it's like kind of Princess Bride Holocaust cloak style, but not either. It's just like the surface is kind of roiling with flames, but there's nothing kind of billowing off.
Katniss Everdeen.
Do they
Except
light her on
longer.
fire?
Does she have a cloak of fire?
I don't remember.
Like the dress stuff.
There's just that's right. They call it the girl on fire. Still, it's just this light kind of flame. So occasionally, like in one part of it, you'll see a little bit of flame, a light flame, then another part of it, right? But it is this dark red cloak. He doesn't seem to be looking, but the other 4 behind him are all kind of looking off, around, like they're looking for something or someone. And as they pass by you, you can feel kind of heat as some of the grass ahead of you just kind of wilts and presses away from them in your direction. As they're going, though, they ride past you. Cephas, they just about crush you with their horses, but don't. There's a moment where one of the horses just right past your hand of the one that's not looking. That front one, you kind of are just barely watching as it crosses over you. The other ones have kind of fanned out a little bit, and they're nowhere near you. They're about 10, 15 feet away from you at most, or at the least. But this guy just gallops right over you. No idea how he missed you.
Small target.
Yeah.
Slime's on it. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. In this dense forest, it's hard to see. However, Ghibli, one of these horses, as you're just waiting, hoping it doesn't see you, you are certain it's going to crush you. It's going right for you. Are you doing anything? Stand right there. It's okay. This is the last moment, inches from your face. This large, horse is about to stomp you.
Like, it is very certain it's going to stomp on me.
It is less than a foot away from you.
Certain as your name is Ghibli.
Would you allow it to step on you?
Would you allow it to step on you?
No?
We're going to take one for the team.
You allow
You wait, because that's what I was getting at before. But now, this is your last chance. With disadvantage, you can make a dexterity saving throw if you want to try and avoid it stepping on you.
Just take it, man.
No, don't.
Or you can just take
don't
it.
listen to people.
Just take it.
He said face. You
not
can't
decided-
take this horse to the face.
All right, with that taking too long, it
Horse to the face.
you take 6 bludgeoning damage
Oh, that's not bad.
as you are cracked
Yeah,
in
that's
the
true.
mouth by this horse, and then it just kind of steps on your chest a little bit, and you're able to wriggle out from underneath it as it's stepping, but you do make this wincing noise.
Can I not make a check for that at all?
This was your stealth check earlier. They rolled higher than what you rolled to see you. But in that moment, it's not very loud, but it is just, uncontrollable little gasp as you are crushed by a horse. Immediately, this hooded figure moves its horse to the side and looks down, looks right at you. You don't see its face as it's shaded by this hood, as it looks right down at you. And then it holds its hand up, looks behind it, and then stays standing just right over you. As you kind of lie there with the foot of a horse right on your chest, and you've wriggled to the side a little bit so it's not crushing you anymore, but it is still like on the edge of your armor. It holds its hand up silently and it looks behind it. As in this exact moment as well, Clonus and Lumen, where you are hiding, you see a horse going right towards you. You have but a moment to try and step out of the way or allow it to crush you. And the same goes for you. You are lying with your horrible stealth check. You are lying almost facing the dirt. You look up just as this horse is about to step on you. Do you want to roll to the side?
Of course.
You do? Yeah. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get crushed by a horse.
I'm dumb.
I'm allowing you a moment to try and move out of the way of this horse. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I roll 11.
11? Okay. You do just barrel roll out of the way, and as you do, grass rustles around you as another one stops and looks right at you now, and it holds its hand up silently. Are you doing anything?
Wee! And just rolling on my back. Just
Like you're making like snow angels in the
No angels in the grass, yeah. And I just started doing like these weird noises.
Do I see this? Their arms being raised?
Right? Yeah, 15. 15. Okay, you as well. Also, just kind of like in a moment of panic, not wanting to be stepped on, you like raise up your wings and a quick flutter out of the way. And just as you do, one of them reaches for you and just kind of grasps the back of your cloak just before you land, and then he holds his arm up. You all now seeing this happen, it's almost simultaneous. The one for Ghibli is first. There's this like crunching sound, one raises his hand, and then two more raise their hands as Lumen kind of like flutters up into the air for a second, and you all begin to now hear Clonus like making snow angels in the grass. The one that was riding directly behind their leader and the leader both stop now, kind of in the center, but 10 feet past you, because you were in the center of where everybody kind of sprawled out, Cephas. There's one basically right over you. It's like 5 feet away from you, not noticing you. And then there's the leader with like that's being licked by flames all over his body. That is like 15 feet past you. Stops. What have you found? As the three others kind of looking at you, are you going to resist?
Resist what?
He's holding your cloak and he's pulling you towards him.
I won't pull back, but I'll hold my ground.
And we all hear this?
Yeah. One of the lackeys.
And I know, like, that he's been caught. How can I tell that?
What is your passive perception?
Oh, it's real high.
It's a 9, right? I will say you do not yet know. But as he's informing you with what he says right here, you will know. The one holding Lumen just turns. I have someone here. And the other two, I as well. The one holding, that's like pinning Ghibli. And then the one watching Clonus.
Whee! And I roll again. Over to my stomach. And I'm still making snow angels.
I found a very special one.
I just stepped on it too hard.
Do any of those voices sound familiar to me? Like the one from...
Immediately the one that said, what have you found? Yes, very familiar. You are rattling in your shell right now. Very high stealth. Bring them to me. Do you resist?
How's
The horse starts to slowly trot towards the center. The rider just clutching your cloak, walking forward or riding forward. Are you resisting?
I'll slip out of the cloak and I'll say I can walk myself.
Can make a dexterity check.
Can I ready?
It's gonna be real good. You slip like you're slipping out of it, and he quickly, without looking. Those of you that are watching this now, are you making it? Are you like perking up to watch? Because you will have to perk up a little bit. Each of you will have to perk up a little bit to watch. So if it was a close check for you, that might change.
I'm perking.
I'm gonna jump up and throw my net at the main rider.
As he does that, I make 2 thrown axe attacks.
Okay, 1 second.
All right then. And
1 second.
Yeah.
In that moment,
1 second.
as it's pulling you, don't do this. As it's pulling you
I had a
forward,
campaign
you,
of it
like,
where it wasn't fun.
You go to like slip out without. All I was asking is if you were going to see him do this. You go to slip. He just pushes it over your face and then grabs your wing. He doesn't make any attack against you. He just grabs you.
That was an attack.
No, he's holding you already.
Straight up attack.
You try and like push out of his grasp, and he's just holding you now, and says, "Follow me." As the one in the center is saying, "We mean you no harm. I sincerely mean that."
That's what they say.
Yes.
Can I check into that?
So are you still jumping up and attacking?
If they said, I mean you no harm, is that, and I hear that before, then no, I won't.
Well, that was what he was saying in that moment before you.
Can I make an insight check against you?
Sure, make an insight. Please do. Please do.
check.
Each of you may make an insight check.
I'm gonna make an insight check. Ooh. I don't even understand English.
You know the common that is being
19.
spoken. 19?
20.
11.
16.
Inside.
I'm so just.
I'm
I'm
biased.
so like in the moment.
In the
wings being
well,
touched.
you everything's a little muffled now too. You're in part of insight too is like body language. You can't see. The cloak was pushed over your face, and now you're just hearing, when you know how, like all muffled.
19.
19. Yours was 19. And what was yours? 20.
11.
11. Okay, you as well. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't really. I mean, this guy's weird. You don't see his face yet, but he's just got flames all over his body. Not really a trustworthy situation, but you don't catch anything. The three of you that rolled 19s and 20s come with me.
Aw.
This break is brought to you by.
Don't
Whispers.
say anything.
Insert ad right here.
For the listeners at home, we are all drenched in sweat. Lexi most of all.
He's also on the other side of the table, so it's quite a sight.
Okay. So in that moment where he says, "I assure you, we mean you no harm. I simply have questions."
That's enough for me.
You're throwing an axe?
No.
Okay.
Then I
So
questions.
as Lumen is being pulled in, you are being grabbed. Are you resisting?
I try to push off the arms of the guy and tell him I can get up myself. Thank you.
Are you going to walk with me?
Sure.
He waits for you to start walking to the center. Do you do it?
Yeah, I just brush myself off.
Okay.
It's kind of like,
fix your jaw.
All right. You as well, Clonus?
Pick up
I'm still laying on the grass.
So you're still pretending to be
Rolling.
Special
Yeah.
dwarf.
insane asylum? All right. So he will, you watch as the one rider there pull out some rope. As you're like, they're going to find him. And he starts spinning it around like a lasso.
As he does this, I'm gonna like roll and like cognitively know what's gonna happen and roll away from it and like dodge it, but, like drunken style.
Drunken fighter says.
Drunken style fighting, or it's just like I'm just gonna move over.
The squeaky dwarf gets the rope.
Squeak.
How's your pro?
Sir, I believe that we have one over here who doesn't understand our words. Oh, just let him be for just a second. You understand that we find the three of you, they're about 30 feet away from you,
30 feet away from me.
the three of you hiding in the grass as we're patrolling these lands. I just simply have a question. And well, I guess the only two he's looking at is Lumen and Ghibli. That's the only reason I ask for you to approach, is so I may see your faces and you may see mine. So please, step up.
Is this a leader?
This is the guy in the center. I don't intend my goons to bully you towards me. I just have questions. And I think it only fitting I do. We find the three of you laying in the grass,
Are they wearing?
squealing like pigs.
Are they wearing like militia garb or anything notable?
Would you like to make a
Absolutely.
perception? Okay, go, with disadvantage, go ahead and make a perception.
Bowie!
What'd you say, 14?
14.
There's some bulk to the guy, not the center guy. He looks like he's
Just the robe.
just a
Can't
robe
really see
that's
under
like
it.
occasionally being licked with flames.
Uh-oh.
The other guys have like some bulk to their shoulders.
And insignia?
Um,
I'm just looking for like, do they have any jurisdiction?
the only insignia, if there even can be considered one, is that center guy being on fire.
What do their feet smell like? Do I get advantage?
In this moment, as he is saying this, they are just kind of walking towards you. You are looking at them, right? You kind of looking for any sense to their form. They do look very bulky. Each of them, their arms are like thin and wiry when they reached out to like grab and hold their arms up, but their shoulders are high and arched and bulky.
I'm not getting like a dolly zoom by looking at them. I'm not like getting a head buzz or kind of like staticky.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
So, addressing the three of you, the only three here that he is aware of, this individual. Please step up. Allow me to look at you. Are you still pretending to be like?
I'm still crazy on the grass.
Okay.
I stand up and I slowly move to the center without resisting.
Okay.
Can I ready an attack in case the guy that we know recognizes?
Are you
Ghibli?
in your shell?
Mm-mm.
You're
I'm
not
not.
out of
I'm
your
not
shell?
reverted.
Okay. You're ready to attack for what? Sorry, in case the center guy does something.
The guy that we recognize remembers Gibby.
He doesn't recognize him. He has no reason to recognize this guy. You recognize him. Ghibli's never seen this guy in his life.
I thought he told me about the guy.
I asked if we recognize the voice from our...
No, you asked if you recognize the voice. If you recognize this guy's voice. Ghibli does not recognize this guy's voice.
I was referring to from our one shot. If
the guys you killed?
I only killed one.
And the other guy got away, yeah. Nobody that has spoken right now sounds like that guy.
Okay, that was what I was trying to...
No, the center guy...
I'm well aware of that one.
Yeah, that one is the one you recognize. These other ones make you recognize in general.
Yeah.
But the voice of anybody, no.
Okay.
Referring to the one that you guys fought in that.
Never mind, then I'm still extremely scared.
But you do recognize that center guy.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I mean, you recognize all of them.
Does this man release off my wing?
Yeah, he let go of you.
Oh, okay.
As you two step forward, now 5 feet or so away from the horse of this... Horse and rider, the one with flames.
Take off my cloak.
Oh. You're curious. So, what are 2 dwarves and a fey creature doing in these fields, rolling around in the grass?
You could just ignore that one. We were just out in patrol ourselves, but before we say any more, how can we trust each other if we don't even share ourselves or our names with each other first? I believe that is the best
I
form of
suppose
trust.
the same could be asked of you. I'll tell you my name first, as a good measure, if you'll tell me yours.
Of course.
I represent and lead the Zuthus Watch. And you?
Lumen.
We don't have to be personal. You don't have to tell me your name.
Lumen.
Who do you 3 represent?
I just represent myself. I am Ghibli.
Okay. Ghibli and Lumen. And your friend?
To be honest, I can't quite remember his name. And that's actually the truth. I don't actually remember his name.
Fair enough. So, the 3 of you out here in the grass, what are you doing?
I've got my credentials.
You got your what?
Credentials.
You hand him some papers?
Yeah.
He grabs them. Are these your,
The librarian ones?
Yep.
Yeah.
He looks them up and down. Very interesting. It doesn't really answer my question.
What?
I'm sorry?
Exactly.
Going for the confusion route, I see.
No.
Giving me documentation to prove that you are Urspline does not tell me exactly why you're in the field or what you're doing. Actually, only fills me with more questions. The 5 of us are on watch, you see, and looking for curiosities or strange findings in these fields. For one divine purpose, but to share the blessing of our Father. However, Zuthus. We're the Zuthus Watch.
Is that a god?
Yes, he is the god. The only, the first. The bright and burning ever flame. The first light. He who guides our paths and makes all darkness clear.
I'm biting my tongue.
Okay.
I'm sweating just thinking about Cephas, like, please don't.
There's just a growl. El Major!
The horse gets lifted up.
Our purpose is to patrol these lands and in his name cleanse the darkness. To bring light to every shadowy corner.
Can I roll insight for just the altruistic nature if it feels like he's being a bit deceptive? Oh, 14.
Be telling the truth with his goal.
Okay. Holy man. I like your words, magic man.
I like your words, magic man.
So for that reason, we ask these 3 individuals hiding in the darkness what they're doing.
I'm on a journey to learn about the gods. Hence, the papers. I've recently just came to the prime material plane. Everything's new for me.
So you're rolling around in the grass looking for information about gods.
I was lying. I actually saw you in the night.
I can only,
You are quite intimidating. Thought you were a demon.
I can only deem it his will that you found us then. If you are looking for information, consider it great joy that you have found me. Because I have the words of wisdom of the one and only true deity. The one who will end your search for many. Have you the time to lend me your ear? You may join our patrol and I may speak to you for hours about his warmth and goodness and the clarity he gives us.
Can I insight on that?
Sure. I mean, he seems to be offering a lot of knowledge. Whether there is anything else behind what he's saying, honestly, you are getting a little mesmerized by his burning coat.
Do I know of this god? Have I heard of
Roll a religion check. Sure. Sure. Anybody that would like to. You guys can hear for the most part. I mean, he's like 30 feet away from you.
13.
13? You have heard the name.
17.
But none of the information he's saying is ringing any bells. So you don't really know anything about this deity. But the information it's hitting you, it's like, well, I've heard the name Zuthus. I never knew what it was about. You know, you may have read of him before, but it's as if this information is new to you.
17? Same thing?
17, no. What was your roll, sorry? 13?
13.
Yeah. 17, did anybody else roll?
I rolled a 10.
Actually, for you, you've never heard the name. I will say you, Clonus, you have heard the name, but the information is new to you.
All I can hear is my heartbeat in my ears.
Okay, for you, Edobard, the only information you glean from other than what he's been saying, which has mostly been just like pompous titles and stuff like that.
Basically fits any god.
Except the title he gave was the Ever-Burning Flame. That rings a bell. You've heard this. That's the way you've heard of Zuthus is referred to before. His entire, essence, from what you know of him, he is said to be ancient. A very, very old deity. Those that worship him and who speak of him usually kind of preach this as one of his primary things is his age, right? Which, because of how old he is, kind of can establish a sense of superiority, but also a sense of knowing. If anybody is going to be followed, it should be the one who knows the most because of age. In this sense, age is kind of being attributed because of how far back historians can follow his worship in Volumgard. Less of any proof that he is older in age than any other god. Yeah. But because of that, most of his church just believes him to exist as the oldest.
He's a god, a divine.
You know very little of that distinction, period. And in this case, know nothing of it. But his primary character is understood to be, and from what you know it to be, as inspiration and wild are his two primary domains.
Benevolent?
You have not...
Unsure.
You have not heard of him being... He's just so infrequently worshipped.
Okay.
You've only gained this information from reading this in a book once. And it was speaking of his church hundreds of years ago. Whereas now, in your time of travels recently, you've never encountered anyone that's worshipped him. You've never seen a temple of his, anything. Okay. And change. It's three primary domains: inspiration, wild, and change. Okay. That question still stands to you. Should you like to join us? I have much wisdom to impart them. If you are a scholar, and an Ursuline at that, in search divine information, I have plenty of it to share.
Could I talk with my fellow?
Certainly. I do hope you
companions
consider joining. He kind of steps back with the horse a little bit. The flames kind of a little bit faster now, kind of roiling across his cloak. Will you go ahead and make an intelligence check?
Okay. That is a 16.
Hearing the name Zuthus, you recognize that name, but you're unable to place where. There's something about the name that sounds familiar. Specifically the Zuthus watch, but you're unable to place where it's from.
Gotcha.
As the rest of them continue looking in the area.
Absolutely not. I don't like the cut of his jib at all. Not. This is so dark.
Matt, your stealth was 17.
As bright as the man may be, he is as dark as he may come
16
to
plus
be.
1.
I do not trust him one bit, and I don't think you should join him at all.
As they're talking, Cephas, excuse me, one of those horsemen steps directly over you and then looks straight down into your seething, rageful eyes. Sir, there's another one down here. And he kind of turns, smiling. Ah, did you have more companions? You weren't telling me that. It is
There
dark.
was one sleeping.
One sleeping.
Is he still sleeping? Be careful waking him up. He's a big man, I believe.
Oh, lucky guess on which one they found.
Well, he knew exactly I was at the center, right?
He looks awake to me. Titus. This is a voice you recognize. He looks awake to me. Go on, stand up, big guy.
All right,
Join
then.
your friends. We don't mean you any harm.
Well, then you let us go then, won't you?
We're not holding you, are we?
All right. See you later.
I start walking
Okay. Which direction?
Very
the
big.
direction we were going.
Okay. So the direction they came from. I have a question for you.
What's that, then?
Why is it that you as well were hiding in this darkness? That we are here to expose with his light?
We, too, are exposing the dark to light. But, of course, we all worship Ilmaida here in this party.
You see you see a visible
Well, that explains him.
wince, and then as if he's washing off tar of disgust.
Very cool. Sorry, do you like suffering? Ilmaita doesn't. The god of the rack. The god who suffers so we will not.
The God who invites it.
Invites
the God who
your suffering so
will
that you
gladly
won't have it.
leave undiscovered truths in sake of just taking pain. The God who will turn his eyes away from new change and revelation in sake of just remembering old pains and hurt.
It's a god
And
who
if that's
doesn't
the
turn
question-
his eyes from his people. Your god turns to new truths, while he leaves a wake of suffering behind, eh?
God reveals all.
My god takes all suffering, so that you will not have it.
Lumina's just in the middle. Just taking
Here.
notes.
I've got one left.
I toss him a pamphlet.
You toss it to him.
Yeah.
Dude, he's gonna
You reach as
okay.
you watch as he reaches for it. Before it even reaches his hand, it burns to ash. Oh,
Look,
I'm sorry, but it seems as though Zuthus wouldn't want any heresy in my hands.
Get wrecked, dude.
yes, another god that's great at destroying things. Very good. I'll have no part of it.
Destroying any bit of darkness in his path.
These guys are daggers.
Well, Ilmaida bless you then.
I'm surprised neither of them rolled initiative for that verbal duel.
Are you with him? Are you members of this Ilmaida church?
No.
Not yet.
I
Good.
say as I'm walking away.
Cool.
Because I'm receiving revelation, and it does not bode well for any that are. Now is your moment, your only chance. Turn and walk away, just like your deity. Walking away
Still
from
walking away.
truth.
Could we meet up at your town later?
I don't have a town.
Temple. Church.
His temple is with us, and in us all. We do not need to debase
I laugh as I'm
ourselves.
walking away.
We do not need to debase ourselves to one specific location and require that to worship. His light is in all.
Do you have a pamphlet?
I do. Would you like one?
Yes.
Here's a bit of reading material for you. If you wish to find us, we are typically on the roads. Today we felt called in this direction. Kind of kneels down and hands you this trifold parchment. It's fairly large and full of, the front page is like full of information, but as you open it, you just see kind of light script written in red that as you kind of turn it in the moonlight kind of reflects this strange pattern, almost as if like flame.
That's very cool.
You gotta learn how to make those then.
Yeah, he's got a clue.
He's got me in the marketing department.
Do consider it. If you do decide to reject it, he will cleanse you. But if you choose to accept his revelation and abandon all other lies, many more revelations will come. Go ahead and make a charisma check.
Just nat 20.
Oh, just nat 20.
Just nat 20.
I just have a 0 on persuasion, so.
Okay. Travel safely. And
I have my divine clay.
that will do nicely, may I? He takes it, he watches. As soon as it hits his hand, it begins to melt. And as it does, it reforms into this writhing, moving flame. Still made of clay, but giving off light, like a flickering torchlight. What? And he hands it back to you.
Dude, his god is so much cooler than your god.
As he hands it back to you, you be guided by the Everflame. The only light to truly wash away shadow. It gives off a fair amount of light.
Dude, that's so cool.
Thank you.
Can your god do anything like that? Like with bandages or something?
I'll show you how far my god can throw that.
Very cool.
Well, continue on your journey in safety. Watch out for that one. We will.
Thank you. This is enlightenment.
Yes it is.
The pun was intended there.
Pun was certainly appreciated. And you watch as the horsemen kind of slowly step away, allowing Ghibli and Lumen to walk as... Are you still rolling around in the grass?
Okay. Yeah.
He just stops completely, stands up.
As they start right away, they actually turn around. I lean over and look, and I'm like, stand back up and go. That was humiliating. I'm sorry.
It's gonna see
They're
my
still
friend's
there.
wounds.
Are they still there?
That
No, I was waiting for them to leave.
They're not leaving.
Oh,
They
what?
said you made
Oh, sorry.
Get
No,
wrecked, dude.
I didn't do that. No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
I thought
see
they
my
were
friend's
right away
wounds.
too as we were leaving. So I'm just laying there on the ground.
Does anybody carry your friend?
I was going to see to his wounds. I can heal.
Is he injured?
Looked like he was stepped on by a horse.
Oh, I mean the one rolling around in nonsense.
Oh, I can't fix that.
Does someone carry him, or does he walk on his own?
The reason why we're not where we're at yet, he's slow. Makes us slow. Just have a slow one in a body.
Slow of mind and slow of foot?
Yeah.
Would you allow me to try and heal him?
Yeah, heal his mind.
Ha.
I ask because I assume you're the leader of this troop.
Now I stand.
I don't see myself as a leader. I'm still learning.
The best leaders always are. Excuse me, young man.
This guy's a psycho.
Will you allow me to approach you?
See him and I start rolling away.
The fire can scare some until they see what it reveals. And typically in themselves is what scares them most.
I'm just gonna stand
I promise
up.
I will.
I'm standing up and walking towards my Goliath pal.
What? There's more of you.
I give him one of these.
You just turn your hand towards him.
Like a dismissal?
Flick your hand towards him.
As you stand,
It was going so well.
and you look at him.
They were just
Oh no!
There's a moment of like fuzziness to your vision as you're looking in his direction.
Now,
And he turns towards you as he. There's more of you, and as he does, you just see a flame, a burning flame, instead of any face where there should be a face. There's just this torrent of fire. And as it looks at you, you see it just kind of crawling out. Now crawling down the horse, along the grass, and reaching towards you.
Try and compose myself and start backing up very quickly. Very quickly.
Do not be scared. I mean you no harm. You hear. I will cleanse you. Your sin. You are nothing but sin. As you watch flame kind of like coiling towards you, burning up the ground in front of you.
I draw my sword and my axe.
You watch as this individual in flame kind of like reaching his hand out towards Edovard. What are you?
Does that come through clearly?
To be so afraid. There are a few in your group who are suspiciously fearful. Well, the flames of the Everburning. Go in peace. Enjoy your travels. I would have loved to help heal the mind of your lame individual here.
He is pretty lame.
Sorry.
But it seems as though he will not allow me. So I apologize. If you ever come across us in travels again, I would love to help. Travel safely. Do not let him wander too far.
A god who gives up on suffering. It's just too hard, he says.
How far away are you?
You're gonna get shot.
Far enough.
How far away are you?
Hopefully he just kept walking.
What? I don't know. I've just been walking, so I
Okay.
probably don't hear that.
And he doesn't hear you either,
Yeah.
Luckily.
as far as you know.
Well, thank you.
My word.
And I've offered much to you, but I have one request.
Kill that guy.
If you stumble across pure, utter darkness, that which would lead discovery astray, return to me, please.
What does that mean?
Read up on the material I gave you, and you will know it. Anything that speaks against it, you will understand. And return to me with information, and I will be at your aid.
Will do. Thank you.
So they again kind of step back, allowing you guys to leave again. Yeah, Edovard, you're jogging up to Cephas. You rushing to him for kind of like...
I would read 10 more of your pamphlets before I spend time with those fanatics.
But as you do approach him, there's like a moment where you get far enough away from that pit in your stomach kind of alleviates, and you're rushing to Cephas until right upon him that pit kind of returns, and you stand next to him.
I prefer some pits to others. I think. Is Cephas' face on fire?
No.
Then I'll prefer this one.
Okay, so you guys are about 200, 300 feet away at this point. Give
All right,
me
I'll stop.
Lumen,
The others coming in.
Clonus.
I believe so.
What are you guys doing?
I walk away towards where Cephas was walking.
Lead them well, and towards the light. And for the light. Leaving only Venora, hidden in the grass.
Yep.
And
I'm
Titus.
committed.
Oh, and Titus.
As everybody else gets farther and farther away from us, the horsemen people haven't left, right?
No, they're just kind of... Yeah, no.
Can I use thaumaturgy and whisper? I can put a whisper for 30 feet at Titus.
Really?
Thaumaturgy.
But it is audible, so like if
From
something
your-
else is close to you
Yeah.
to whisper.
Yeah. Yeah, this is still audible, but I'm just...
Or
Oh no,
almost.
it says on this whisper. I thought it said I can.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, that'll go well for him.
I'll scratch
We'll have to
myself.
work. We'll have to work. We'll work on that one. Never mind.
Don't be scared.
Okay.
Who's this guy talking about this phony god of light and all that jazz? What a crazy man riding at night,
Well, that's what we
lit up in
call.
flames.
That's what we call a
Around here,
cult.
right?
From where I come
Like
from.
300 feet away, so as far as you know, you're out of earshot. I mean, if you're not like speaking, if you're not projecting your voice, it shouldn't be echoing across the plains or anything.
Plus, it'll probably get caught on the trees of this dense forest.
Yeah.
Are they at the hill yet? They're 200 feet away, right?
No, they're just 300 feet away. That's 300 feet. I mean, the hill was like 45 minutes away.
that. Like, oh, can we not
Oh,
see them
yeah.
anymore?
I mean, no, but they went so far past that you can clearly see them.
Oh, okay, okay.
They're just like 300 feet away.
Got it. Do I hear them?
Do you
'Cause they
want to watch them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
So make a perception check.
I don't want to go above the grass.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But you're turning your attention now back to them after kind of watching the direction that the others went. Making note now of where you think Titus is, noticing it's just you and him that should still be hiding unless Titus has moved, crawling or something like that. You turn your attention back. What'd you roll?
19.
Okay. You do notice two of those horsemen kind of still orbiting, sort of. Just back and forth, kind of just making sure there's nothing else. They're still watching. One of them is approaching you right now, kind of looking. And you see with this like long, very wide sword, he is kind of like brushing through the grass, just making sure. So
Are there-
they're going to try and look again.
Yeah. Same stealth check, right?
Persistent old buggers.
You may re-roll if you'd like.
No, can I keep mine? that I
Yeah,
had?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because you haven't moved.
Yeah. I had 21.
It was just like if you had something new, you were going to introduce like some
just,
spell or something.
Just skim back down.
Okay. What was your stealth? Do you remember? Was it
21?
Okay. As they are moving through the grass, I will say, as that's coming closer and closer, you look over and you do see two of the other ones, the other horsemen, excuse me, or one of the other horsemen is just kind of watching all of them walk away. And the flaming guy, the guy that's on fire,
The guy on fire.
he is also watching in that direction, but he kind of leans over as that fourth rider is leaning in and whispering something into his ear. And he is kind of like nodding, smiling. But he's like looking like in the direction of that, but his eyes are watching the rest of them walk away as he's smiling and nodding. And then he turns and whispers something as well. And they just kind of talk back and forth for a moment. But they make no indication that they're leaving.
If the rider that's coming towards me gets within 10 feet, can I use thaumaturgy to make a rustling in the grass like 30 feet on the other side of me? So it'd be 15.
Like directly behind him?
No,
that
like
would
to
be where
this-
Titus is.
No, not towards Titus. Like if he's here.
If he comes close to me, can I sacrifice Titus?
Sacrifice the children. So it'd be 15 feet on the other side of him. The other. Well,
Yeah.
Which way is Titus from him and me? Is like he coming down the center of both of us?
He's like walking away from Titus towards you,
Okay.
basically.
So then, in front of him, I guess. Just 30 feet away from
Got it,
me,
yeah, I
away
figured
from
it out.
Titus.
Towards the center.
Yeah.
Or
Not towards them.
I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes, and if they don't come, I'm gonna go get them.
I'm withdrawing into my shop.
Because we need the weasel too.
a horseman just
You have
like
Weasel.
You have the weasel.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
the horseman that's going towards her just like walked over you almost. He was like 10 feet away from you, walked past you, and you recede into your shell. And this guy he's just moving grass aside until he's within 10 feet of you, about to now like brush the grass aside from you. And what sound do you create? Just rustling?
Yeah, like a scurry sound.
Okay. Like something is like moving quickly and running away.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to.
Because I can make 3 at one time. I do one at like 15 feet away from him, 20 feet away from him, 30. Like it's moving away.
Okay. He hears it. Sir, I think there's another one they didn't tell us about trying to get away. And he like pulls the sword away. It was like right in front of your face. He pulls the sword back. Shall I? I'd be curious to know why they kept this one a secret for so long. I'll chase after it. Might be something interesting. And he kind of off in that direction away from you. He'll be searching for a few moments. There's still one more that's kind of like making circles around the group. There's the one that's with him. They're still just watching that group.
Are they not
Maybe a
going
bit
to
of a
leave
Metal Gear
this
Solid moment
ever?
here. Do you want to try and sneak around?
I just want them to leave. They're not going to
gonna
stay
keep waiting?
here all night. Like, I'm not going to get up at this point. It's
Well,
awkward at this point.
They're definitely going to stay here now for a little while because that guy just ran off searching.
Uh-huh. I would have given them 5 minutes. But you know where we are. I assume that they would just keep walking and we would give up. So if he comes back,
So you're going to wait like 5 more minutes at least to...
Yeah. I would wait 5 minutes.
Titus, are you just...
I'm petrified.
Finds it up.
Sir, there's some evidence here of somebody hiding. But nobody there. Not that I can see. Let them have their fun. Come on back. And now he's walking right past you again. He's carefully back through the grass. He's coming right past you.
I'm hiding. And he's so unless
Are you changing anything about this?
Nope. I've been good. As long as the horse isn't going to step on me, I'm not going to move.
It is not going to step on you. Just walking past you. As he's walking past you, on the other side, like the horse is now parallel to you, and he's looking on the other side. He stops. I don't see anything. Turns, looking right at you now, and he just puts his sword out and waves it through and on the side of your head.
Dang it.
Little cut on your ear, just slightly. Founder.
Roll initiative.
Good. I didn't know if you were going to come back this way.
Yes, were you hiding?
Well, after everybody left, it was kind of awkward. I just reach up and like have him help me up, like offer, see if he'll help me up.
Make a charisma check.
You charismatic, wily woman.
You charismatic, wily woman. Didn't kick you. And add clumsy to the mix. Just your presence. Do you mind telling me why you waited so long?
Well, after a certain amount of time and everybody already left, it's kind of seemed awkward, and I kind of just thought, like, popping up, like, if everybody just kept popping up, it'd be weird, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Seems fishy.
Yeah, it does.
You want to make a deception check?
I mean, that was
I know. But it's also not.
10.
Bro, you're fishy. Let us roll around in the grass at night.
All right. Sir, you want to come over here? And your name?
I'm Benora.
Are you with this group that was here before? The number did seem to change. He said 3 of us, and there's one more, and we found another one until there was one more. So, are there any more of you that we should... I wouldn't want us to step on you while we're leaving. Are you the last one?
I was hiding.
So it's just a group of 7 of you?
Yes.
Roll a deception check. You want to try and weasel your way out of this one from being a lie?
Nice.
Oh.
She didn't remember how many there were.
Him saying the wrong number got me off, and it crit failed.
Okay. Only 6 of you.
There is a weasel in the fairy's pocket, and...
You don't know you failed.
Huh?
You don't have no inkling to know you failed. So you abandoning the lie now?
Okay, they don't.
He said, 6 of you.
Oh.
He believed you. He also crit failed.
Can I insight?
Insight was like plus 20.
These dice are hers. Insight.
As far as you're aware, he believes your lie.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 6 of you. I understand. If there's nothing else, please rejoin your companions. Do you mind me asking what it is you're all doing out here?
We're following the Ursuline as he searches for gods.
Go ahead and roll just a persuasion check. This should be your last.
Feel free to use those if you want. That's why I set them there.
I probably should. But now I feel like it's a bad idea. Oh, see, it would have been bad. What am I doing? Persuasion?
Yeah.
17.
A noble effort. A noble effort. I'm sorry if I don't entirely trust you all to be altruistic. You've been very shifty, and you've given very little reason to trust entirely your motives.
It's very true. It was kind of intimidating seeing a pack of horsemen with a flaming man.
I'm just the light that sheds the light. Well, excuse me, I embody the light. Comes running over the hill.
Give me your
It was
powers.
kind of intimidating. But
I
that
understand. I've heard it before. It shouldn't be. It should be comforting. It should be warm.
It is now.
But only once the discomfort of true revelation is...
All right, Ghibli, you better go get him. If you don't leave, then I'm gonna get him.
I
ain't leaving.
I don't mind going. I've got a few other things I could say to them.
Why don't we go together? I feel like...
So, hang on
more
one
than
second,
married.
guys. Are you leaving? I can only do one thing at a time. Also, the mics can only really...
No, I can't leave the child.
So you're just staying there? Are you waiting for someone else here?
No. I just didn't know if they were going to come back. Yeah, I'll go. I go.
You go?
Yeah, I go.
Have a wonderful night. And
well.
travel safely. Do not stray far from the light.
Of course not.
I gave your leader a totem. Or I blessed his totem as to light your path.
Greatly appreciates that. He's very big on that kind of thing.
Good to hear. Are you starting to walk
I'm
away?
going to start walking away. Close my eyes and see the constellations, and I spot him in the grass and link us together.
Okay.
So now you have, less for any rolls you have to make.
It's just for attacks and ability checks, right?
No, it's bless. It's any D20
Attacks and saving
roll.
throws?
Any
Guidance and
D20.
ability checks.
This is her.
This is my bond.
Yeah. But
It's-
but she said it's like bless, so...
It's bless. I mean, he gets a D4 for...
Oh, but it's all D20 rolls, isn't it?
Mhm.
But it's once per turn, which in this won't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, as you start walking away, kind of loosely walking towards but past
I want to
Titus.
get within 5 feet of him. Is he fall? The other horseman's not following me, right?
One of them is.
Oh, he is following me?
He's just loosely, he's like 15 feet behind you, kind of just walking in your direction. Then he stops after you go about 10 feet, and he just stops there and watches you walk
So he's
away.
not like on me.
Nope.
So I can walk past
He's not
him
escorting you.
and like look at you and see if you give me any sign of anything you need.
Aren't you in your
But you
shell?
can- Oh.
So when you're walking past, you get within about 5 feet, and you just, without looking to the side, you look at that in that direction, and you see just the shell. No arms, no legs, no head.
I can still see out of my shell.
If depending on the direction that
I'm
you're
just
looking, I'll just
prone.
I'll say you see her feet approaching.
I
Yeah.
just look straight and just whisper to you. Do you need help? Do you want me to leave? And I just like step right past
Do you respond?
her. You'll run? Is that what you said?
So I'm gonna let her get a little bit.
Oh, I'm not going to let him run. I'm like, oh! He's still asleep. I thought he came. And I just tried to... How heavy are you? You're only like 3 feet tall, right?
Yeah, but he's a turtle.
But he's a turtle, so he's going to be so...
I think he's probably
I
like
just click...
400 pounds.
I'm approximately 300 pounds.
Yeah, I just click on you. But you're still sleeping.
Who's still sleeping?
The child is still
The child?
sleeping. I thought he went with the Goliath.
Oh, that's funny. That would total 7 then. You seem to have been protecting a specific individual, and he rides up to you.
How many times do lies have to fail for us to learn that we should just stop lying?
I can't.
He looks at you and looks down. You
No, it's
now having
protecting
knocked on
him.
something there, revealing
A rock.
a rock.
I'm gonna walk back, DM.
You pop out of your shell. You look up, seeing this.
Can't stop.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
a child.
A
I
child.
run.
Dude, they have horses!
As fast as I can, I run.
Okay, and you just start running towards the group.
Easily startled.
Enjoy your night. Okay, they don't move.
I stay within 30 feet of him. I'm trying to...
You have to like. He's easily startled. You start running behind him.
I am like on the verge of tears. I am not talking for the foreseeable future.
Oh, it'll be years. All right.
Let's hope.
You all group back up. You guys were now on your way this direction, I'm assuming, right? Like you meet Titus about halfway, so you're now 150 feet away from the Burning Man. And Titus is just running towards you, straight for you. You see tears running from his eyes. The two of you standing there.
Titus, did they hurt you?
I run straight past.
Okay.
I want to
He runs to the rest of the group.
I just, in confusion, I start just going back to the group. Not in a straight dash, but just fastly jogging, I guess.
Yeah?
I just want to be with, like, directly behind him.
Titus?
Like not, like, on him, but, like, if,
Right.
like, line of arrow.
Line of arrow?
Like, if somebody was going to shoot him, I want to be...
Oh, you want to be
directly-
like between him and anybody.
Yeah.
As the arrow shoots.
As much as you can while being almost 200 feet away from them.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked like he recognized me, yeah?
You're not sure. I'll say because I would have you normally roll, but based on what you've said, as far as Titus is aware, you're certain he did. He has no reason not to. But he didn't act like he did, but he had to have been lying. I mean, the anxiety of a child in this moment. He knows who I am. He's going to kill me. He's going to hurt me. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Run away, run away, run away. I have no family. I have no parents. Run. You know, like, okay. So you guys are just chasing Titus now. Titus is running. You get to the rest of the group now, 300 feet away from the Burning Man. Are you still running?
I'm at the top of the group.
You're with the group, yeah.
Is the weasel pointing?
I mean, he's in a sack right now.
Oh.
Release the weasel! I keep running after Titus.
Once I get kind of past the group,
The weasel was asleep.
I'll kind of stop, but just kind of keep looking behind us.
You see 300 feet behind you, this small, on this little hill, this small group of 4 dark silhouetted horsemen. In the center of them, just this one kind of wreathed in flame.
Well, they was a happy bunch then, yeah?
It went pretty well, and then it went pretty bad.
I think we should stop lying. Do they have any jurisdiction?
I'm in like toddler pre-cry stage.
Somebody see the Franklin?
If we hadn't already, we've made ourselves target number 1 to these cultist freaks. So that's nice.
Go over and give you some
The
water.
weasel yawns.
Go, Weasel.
All right, we've got to move.
While we're moving, I'm gonna stand like directly like right to Titus's left side, just being right next to him.
So you guys let the weasel down on the ground, holding him by the leash, I assume.
I stretch a little bit, and then I just.
Go ahead and make a perception check. Grab the scent.
Okay. 15.
Yeah, you pungent fruit, flowers. You start brushing off.
The leash.
Oh, yeah, you. What?
I was going to try and light the lock again just for the next time.
Okay, yeah. There's this little beaming weasel rushing forward, and you all begin chasing him off into the distance.